Create an adventure game from scratch in GDevelop, Episode 4. Welcome back. In this episode, we'll make our game playable on mobile, create touch controls, add animated buttons, export our game, and start building a proper main menu. Let's get started. First, let's add our mobile controls. Create a new layer and name it UI. Import the left and right button assets. Now, hide the other layers if necessary, and make sure the buttons are placed on the UI layer. Select the left button. Add the button state behavior. Click Apply. Do the same for the right button. Now, open Scene Events. Create a new event group. Name it Mobile Control. Create a new event. Select the left button. Add the condition. The cursor/touch is on an object. Now add an action. Select the dog. Choose Simulate Left Key Press. Click OK. Now copy the condition. Change the object from left to right. Copy the action as well. Change Simulate Left Key Press to Simulate Right Key Press. Press Preview. The buttons work. But there's one problem. The dog moves, but it doesn't turn around. Let's fix that. Go back to the left event. Add another action. Select the dog. Choose Flip the object horizontally. Set Activate Flipping to Yes. Now copy this action to the right event. Change Activate Flipping to No. There's one more thing we should fix. Right-click near the top of the event sheet and create another event group. Name it at the beginning of the scene. Right-click again and choose Add New Event below. Choose At the beginning of the scene. This event runs only once when the scene starts. Now add an action. Search for Deactivate/Activate moving the mouse cursor with touches. Set it to No. This prevents the mouse or touch cursor from interfering with our mobile controls. Now let's test our game outside the editor. Click the menu icon with the 3 lines. Choose File. Then choose Export. Select GD.Games. A GD.Games export packages your GDevelop game so it can be shared and tested outside the editor. This is a great way to check how your game behaves on different devices. Let's make our buttons feel a little better. Select the left button. Add another image for the pressed state. Rename the animations, Left A and Left B. Do the same for the right button. Now let's make the button visually react when it's pressed. Go back to Scene Events. Add an action to the left button event. Select the left button. Choose Animation by Name. Select Left B. Now add another action. Select the left button again. Search for Size. Change the size to 120. Now copy both actions. paste them into the Right button event. Change the button to Right. Keep the same size value. Now let's create another event. Copy the Left button event. Right-click it and invert the condition. This means the actions will run when the button is no longer being pressed. Copy the two actions. Change the animation to Left A. Change the size back to 128. Now copy these actions to the Right button event. Press Preview. Great! Now our buttons have a small visual movement when they're pressed, making the controls feel much more responsive. Now let's start building the first screen of our game. Open the three-line menu on the left. Go to Scenes. Rename the current scene to Scene 1. Then click the plus button to create a new scene. Name it Start. We've now created a completely new scene with no objects in it. Let's build our main menu. Create a new object and drag it onto the screen. Now create a new sprite. Choose Create with Piskel. Create a simple black button. Name it New Game. Add the button state behavior. Create another layer and name it Buttons. Now duplicate the object 3 times. Rename the buttons New Game, Load Game, Options, and Quit Game. Drag all 4 buttons into the scene and arrange them vertically. Open Start Events. Create a new event. For the first button, add a condition. New Game is idle. Add an action. Select New Game. Change its opacity to 30. Now add another action. Choose New Game is hovered. Copy the previous action and change the opacity to 0. Finally, add a condition for New Game is clicked. Add an action to change the scene. Select Scene 1. Now press Preview. Beautiful! The button changes its appearance when you move the mouse over it, and clicking it takes us to Scene 1. Now copy these events to the other 3 buttons. Change the button names to match: Load Game, Options, and Quit Game. For now, we'll leave their actions empty and fill them in later. Perfect. Everything is working as expected. We want the start scene to appear when the game begins. Open the three-line menu on the left. Open Scenes. Change the scene order so Start is the first scene. Now let's decorate the menu. We can also bring objects from the previous scene into this one. Drag objects from the previous scene into the new scene. These are called global objects. A global object can be reused across different scenes, so you don't have to recreate the same object every time. This is especially useful for things like UI elements, players, or other objects that need to exist throughout the game. Let's also bring our moving clouds into the start scene. Open the scene events of Scene 1, find the cloud movement event, copy the action. Now open scene events in the start scene, paste the event there. Let's test the game. Our game now starts with a proper main menu. We can hover over the buttons, see their visual response, and enter the game by clicking New Game. One final setting. If you want to keep the game inside the exact screen size you designed, open the three-line menu on the left. Go to Properties, Icons, then find Resolution in Rendering. Change Adjust Width to Fill Screen. This allows the game to adapt to the available screen without changing the original game size. And that's it. In the next episode, we'll continue building our adventure game and start adding even more gameplay and interaction. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in episode 5.